Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of our podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Bella. Today's topic is something we all struggle with at some point: procrastination.
Oh yes, that feeling when you know you have to do something, but somehow you end up watching cat videos instead.
Totally relatable. So today we're diving into how to beat procrastination, what causes it, how to overcome it, and some practical tips.
And we'll also explain some useful vocabulary as we go to help your English too.
All right, let's start with the big question. Why do we procrastinate in the first place?
For me, it's usually fear of failure. If I feel like I won't do something perfectly, I just avoid it.
That's a big one. Actually, many people procrastinate because of perfectionism. Let's teach a phrase here: analysis paralysis.
Yes, analysis paralysis means you overthink so much that you never take action. You're stuck in thinking mode.
Other causes: lack of motivation, feeling overwhelmed, or just not having a clear plan.
So true. When I have a big project, sometimes I don't even know where to start, so I just don't.
Here's a tip: break things into tiny steps. Instead of write a paper, just start with write one sentence.
That makes it feel less scary and more doable. That's the key.
All right, now that we know why we procrastinate, let's talk about how to beat it.
One method I love is the Pomodoro technique. Have you heard of it?
Of course, it's where you work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. It's great for focus.
Exactly. And it feels less painful to start when you know it's only 25 minutes.
Another great tip is to use temptation bundling.
That's when you combine something you need to do with something you want to do, like only watch Netflix while folding laundry.
Right. It's kind of like rewarding yourself while doing boring tasks.
Oh, and let's not forget accountability. Telling someone your goal helps you stick to it.
Yes, even just texting a friend like, "Hey, I'm going to study for 30 minutes," can motivate you.
Let's explain accountability quickly. It means being responsible for your actions, especially when others are watching.
Love that. Also, we shouldn't underestimate the power of a clean workspace.
Oh, 100%. When my desk is messy, my brain is messy too.
One last tip: be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up for procrastinating. Start small and restart often. Thank your suo.
So let's do a quick recap for everyone listening. What did we cover today?
First, we talked about why we procrastinate. Things like fear of failure, perfectionism, and feeling overwhelmed.
Then we shared tips to fight it, the Pomodoro technique, temptation bundling, accountability, and more.
And remember, everyone procrastinates sometimes. It's normal. The key is to notice it and gently pull yourself back.
And for all our English learners, you picked up some great expressions today like analysis paralysis and accountability.
Yes, try using those in a sentence this week, or tell us in the comments how you beat procrastination.
So Bella, before we move on, I want to know, what's going on in our brain when we procrastinate?
Great question. It's all about the battle between your prefrontal cortex and your limbic system.
Whoa, that sounds super technical.
Haha. Let me explain simply. The prefrontal cortex helps us plan and make smart decisions, but the limbic system wants quick rewards and comfort.
So when I put off homework to scroll Instagram, that's my limbic system winning?
Exactly. That's why it's so important to create habits that reduce friction, like having your book open and ready.
Got it. So it's not just laziness, it's actually brain science.
Let's wrap up with some real stories. Bella, have you ever beaten procrastination in a cool way?
Totally. I had this final paper I kept putting off. One day I went to a cafe, no Wi-Fi, and told myself, just 20 minutes. I ended up writing half.
Wow, just shows the power of changing your environment.
How about you?
I set up a challenge with friends. We each had to check in every day. Knowing they were watching kept me on track.
Love that. So to our listeners, what's one small step you can take today?
Just one step and celebrate it. Bella, earlier we touched on perfectionism. Let's dive deeper. How does perfectionism fuel procrastination?
Great point, Alex. Perfectionism often leads us to set unrealistically high standards. We're so afraid of not meeting them that we delay starting tasks.
That makes sense. It's like we're paralyzed by the fear of not being perfect.
Exactly. One strategy is to focus on progress, not perfection. Celebrate small wins to build momentum.
I like that. Maybe we can set good enough goals to get started.
Absolutely. Also, breaking tasks into smaller steps can make them less daunting.
So true. When I have a big project, I try to tackle one part at a time.
That's a great approach. It aligns with the idea of chunking tasks to reduce overwhelm.
Thanks, Bella. These insights are really helpful. Bella, let's share some practical tools our listeners can use to combat procrastination.
Sure, Alex. One effective method is the Pomodoro technique. Work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break.
I've tried that. It helps maintain focus and prevents burnout.
Another tool is setting SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound.
That's a solid framework. It brings clarity and direction.
Also, using apps like Trello or Todoist can help organize tasks visually.
Definitely. Visual tools make it easier to track progress.
Lastly, accountability partners can provide motivation and support.
Agreed. Sharing goals with someone keeps us committed. Bella, can we delve into the psychological reasons why we procrastinate?
Certainly, Alex. Procrastination often stems from fear. Fear of failure, success, or judgment.
That resonates. Sometimes starting a task feels overwhelming due to these fears.
Exactly. Our brains seek comfort, so we avoid discomfort by delaying tasks.
Understanding this can help us develop strategies to counteract it.
Yes, techniques like cognitive restructuring can reframe negative thoughts.
So by changing our mindset, we can reduce procrastination.
Precisely. Self-awareness is key to breaking the cycle.
Bella, can we delve into the psychological reasons why we procrastinate?
That's great, Alex. Let's address them.
One listener asks, how can I stop procrastinating on tasks I find boring?
Good question. Pairing the task with something enjoyable, like music, can help.
Another asks, what if I procrastinate due to fear of failure?
Acknowledge the fear, then focus on the process, rather than the outcome.
These are practical solutions. Thanks, Bella. Bella, as we wrap up, any final thoughts on overcoming procrastination?
Remember, progress is more important than perfection. Small steps lead to big changes.
And we'll catch you in the next episode. Until then, take it one small step at a time. You've got this.
Thanks so much for tuning in. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.